Gentlemen, if you've ever felt disappointed by a weaker performance or not feeling as strong as you once did, I want you to take a deep breath, because the solution may actually begin right there. The way you breathe can either restrict blood flow to your most critical areas, or it can open up a natural pathway that brings more oxygen, more circulation, and more power. The good news is this: you don't need drugs or complicated procedures. With a simple breathing technique I'll teach you today, you can calm your body, open your blood vessels, and improve your firmness in a way that feels natural and in your control. By the end of this video, you will have a tool you can start using tonight to enhance your blood flow and restore the confidence you deserve. An erection isn't just about stimulation. It is, at its core, a circulatory event. Think of it as a perfectly timed orchestra between your heart, your blood vessels, and your nervous system. Your arteries have to widen. Blood has to rush into the penile tissue, and enough pressure must be created inside to hold that blood there. Only when all of these steps are aligned does firmness happen and last. And the fuel that powers this entire process can be oxygen. Without a steady supply of oxygen-rich blood, even the strongest desire cannot be turned into the powerful, sustained performance that you want. When you breathe fully and deeply, your blood becomes saturated with oxygen, and that oxygen is delivered directly to your pelvic region, fueling the very tissues that create and maintain an erection. The problem is that many men, especially as they get older, develop a habit of shallow chest breathing. This kind of breathing is fast, shallow, and mostly just fills the top part of your lungs. When that happens, your body never gets the deep supply of oxygen that it truly needs. Why is this important? Because stressful breathing triggers a stress chemistry response. Hormones like cortisol and adrenaline flood the system. These hormones prepare your body for fight or flight, not for connection or intimacy. They constrict the blood vessels, making your circulation less efficient and diverting blood flow away from your pelvic region and toward your arms and legs. Because your body thinks it needs to run or fight, not perform sexually. Over time, if shallow breathing becomes your normal state, you live in a low-level stress mode that silently undermines your erections. Deep, slow belly breathing, often called diaphragmatic breathing, has the opposite effect. When you inhale in this way, you pull air all the way down to the bottom of your lungs. Your diaphragm, that large muscle beneath your chest, moves downward and makes space for your lungs to fully expand. This movement draws in more oxygen with every single breath. That oxygen immediately binds to your blood cells and is carried throughout your body. At the same time, this style of breathing switches on the parasympathetic nervous system. This is your body's rest and restore mode, a mode that supports digestion, healing, recovery, and most importantly, intimacy. When the parasympathetic system is on, blood vessels relax, circulation improves, and blood is directed back to the pelvic region where it supports a firmer, stronger, and longer-lasting erection. Here's what happens step by step when you breathe correctly. As you take a deep inhale through your nose, the diaphragm, that dome-shaped muscle located just beneath your lungs, contracts and moves downward. This action creates more space in your chest cavity, lowering the pressure inside your lungs. In response, air rushes in, filling the lungs more completely. Unlike shallow chest breaths that only fill the upper portion of the lungs, diaphragmatic breathing brings air deep into the lower lobes where a greater supply of blood vessels are ready to absorb the oxygen. That oxygen is then transferred into your bloodstream. Each red blood cell carries hemoglobin, a protein designed to bind to oxygen and transport it to every corner of your body. The more fully you breathe, the more oxygen your red blood cells can carry. This means that as you practice deep breathing, you are literally increasing the amount of oxygen-rich blood available to nourish your heart, your muscles, your brain, and, critically, your pelvic area. Asterisk, but the power of this technique is not just in the inhale. The exhale is equally as important. As you exhale slowly and fully, especially through the mouth, you stimulate the vagus nerve. This long nerve extends from your brainstem through your chest and down into your abdomen, touching many of your body's most vital organs, activating. The vagus nerve sends a powerful message throughout your entire system. It's safe to relax. This calms your heart rate, lowers your blood pressure, and helps your blood vessels expand more. Wider arteries mean improved circulation. And when circulation improves, erections naturally become more powerful and more reliable. This combination, the oxygen-rich blood from the deep inhale and the relaxed open arteries from the slow exhale, creates the perfect environment for sexual performance. More blood gets to where it needs to be. It flows more smoothly, and it stays there under pressure. That's why this simple shift in breath can have such a noticeable impact on firmness. And the benefits extend far beyond the bedroom. Men who practice proper breathing often report increased daily energy, sharper focus, and improved mental clarity. Their bodies recover faster from exercise because oxygen is delivered more efficiently to tired muscles. Stress levels decrease, sleep improves, and overall vitality goes up. Asterisk, proper breathing is not a complicated practice. Yet, it is one of the most overlooked natural tools that we have for circulation, for performance, and for quality of life. Now, let me walk you step by step through the breathing technique. Asterisk, the first step is to get comfortable. Find a position where your body feels well supported. You can sit upright in a chair with your feet flat on the ground, or you can lie on your back with your knees slightly bent. The key is to be relaxed, yet alert, not slouched or tense. Once you're in position, place one hand gently on your chest and the other hand on your belly, just below your ribcage. These hands don't just rest there, they are your guide. As you breathe, you want to feel the hand on your belly rise and fall, while the hand on your chest stays still. That's how you'll know your diaphragm is doing the work and that you're breathing deep into the base of your lungs instead of shallowly into your chest. Now take a slow inhale through your nose, counting to 4 in your mind. As you do, gently focus on expanding your abdomen outward as if you're inflating a balloon in your belly. You'll feel your lower hand lift while your top hand stays steady. That expansion tells you that the oxygen is reaching the deepest part of your lungs where the richest blood supply is waiting to carry it into your circulation. Once you've fully inhaled, hold the breath for a count of 2. Don't strain or tighten your body. This isn't about forcing anything. Instead, think of it as giving the oxygen a moment to diffuse into your blood to power your cells and prepare your body. Now, exhale slowly and gently through your mouth for a count of 6. Let your belly fall back in as your lower hand sinks. With it, imagine releasing not just the air, but also the tension from your body, the stress, the strain, and the distraction leaving with every outward breath. When the exhale is complete, pause gently for a count of 1 before beginning the next inhale. This rhythm, inhale for 4, hold for 2, exhale for 6, pause for 1, is the foundation. It's slow enough to calm your nervous system, yet structured enough to keep your attention focused. If it feels awkward at first, don't worry. With practice, it becomes natural, almost like a meditation. Aim to repeat this cycle for 5 to 10 minutes every day. You can practice in the morning to set the tone for your day, during a break to distress, or in the evening before bed to prepare your body for deep rest. Over time, you'll begin to notice the changes. Your whole body may feel warmer as blood circulates more freely. Your mind may feel clearer as stress hormones decline and oxygen fuels your brain. And in your most intimate moments, you may notice a stronger sense of control, firmness, and energy. What starts as a simple breathing? Exercise can become one of the most powerful natural tools you have to improve your blood flow and restore confidence. Asterisk, so why is this so important down there? Because the arteries in your pelvis, just like the arteries in your heart and brain, respond directly to nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is a natural chemical messenger that your body produces that tells blood vessels to relax and to widen. When those blood vessels relax, more blood can rush in, filling the erectile tissues completely and with less resistance. Without enough nitric oxide, the blood vessels are held tighter, the flow is weaker, and the firmness is impacted. Deep, slow breathing has been shown to increase the level of nitric oxide in the lining of your arteries. Every time you bring oxygen deep into your lungs, your body responds by releasing more of this vital chemical. That means greater dilation, more room for blood to circulate, and a healthier, steadier supply of oxygen-rich blood to the pelvic region. Think of it as opening the floodgates of a dam. With every deep breath, you allow a more powerful wave of circulation to flow through, nourishing the tissues in your pelvis and fueling the erectile chambers. Over time, as you repeat this practice day after day, the vascular system itself becomes stronger and more responsive. The arteries learn to open more easily, blood gets there faster, and it gets trapped longer in the erectile tissue, which is the exact recipe your body needs for firmer, healthier, more reliable erections. Asterisk, you can use this breathing method in multiple ways, and that is what makes it so powerful. First, think of it as a daily workout for your body. Almost like an exercise, but for your blood vessels and your nervous system. By practicing it every single day, you condition your arteries to stay more flexible and your nervous system to stay more balanced. Over weeks and months, this consistent practice will retrain your body to spend more time in the calm, circulation-friendly state instead of the constant stress that tension and shallow breathing create. The result is not just better blood flow in the moment, but a foundation of healthier function that is built over time. But here's where it's even more useful. You can also call on this technique at the moment you need it most. Before intimacy, taking just a few minutes to breathe in this way can completely shift your state. It reduces the nervous tension that causes performance anxiety, slows down racing thoughts, and it signals to your body that it is safe to focus energy on pleasure instead of stress. When your mind is calm and your vessels are opened up, you set the stage for a much more powerful and reliable flow. Some men even find that using this breathing during intimacy helps them stay in control. By focusing on the rhythm of their breath, they keep their body relaxed, their heart rate steady, and their mind present. This makes it easier to last longer without rushing, and it keeps the experience from being clouded by anxiety. Instead of stress stealing the moment, the breath guides the body into deeper connection and better performance. Think of it this way. The daily practice builds the foundation, while using it before and during intimacy is like flipping a switch that puts your body in the best possible state for performance. Asterisk, the breath itself is powerful, but it becomes truly life-changing when you combine it with the right daily habits. Think of it like building a sturdy house. The breath is the foundation, but you still need walls and a roof to hold it up. The first key is hydration. When your body is dehydrated, your blood becomes thicker, almost like a syrup. And that makes it harder for the heart to pump and for circulation to reach every corner, including your pelvic region. Staying hydrated naturally thins the blood, making it easier to flow through open arteries. Even a small improvement in hydration can mean a greater supply of oxygen, better nutrient transportation, and a stronger response when it counts. Asterisk, next. Let's look at food. The same nitric oxide pathway that deep breathing can support is also activated through your diet. Leafy green vegetables like spinach, arugula, and kale, along with beets and citrus fruits, are packed with compounds that increase nitric oxide levels in your blood vessels. It's almost as if you're giving your circulatory system a double boost. The breath opens the door, and the food provides the key that unlocks it even wider. Eating these foods consistently is like fueling your body's natural pharmacy, and the results show up in not just better erections, but overall heart health. Asterisk, then there's movement. Blood vessels like muscles get healthier when they're used regularly. Daily physical activity, even something as simple as a 20-minute walk, trains your arteries to stay flexible and responsive. The more flexible they are, the better they can handle the increased pressure of blood rushing in during arousal. You don't need to push your body to the extreme. A gentle walk, stretching, or light exercise is enough to keep circulation strong. This kind of activity also reduces stress, balances hormones, and makes every other habit more effective. When you combine these pieces, deep breathing, hydration, nitric oxide-rich foods, and daily movement, they work together in harmony. The breath calms the nervous system and opens the blood vessels. The water makes the blood easier to flow. The food provides the natural chemicals for dilation, and the movement keeps the entire vascular network healthy. Together, they create the perfect environment for strong, reliable circulation. And the stronger your circulation, the healthier your performance, not just in the bedroom, but in every aspect of life. Asterisk, so, here's the bottom line. Men over 50 often look for complex answers to performance issues. But sometimes the simplest fix is right under your nose. Literally. By learning how to breathe deeply and correctly, you can increase oxygen, relax blood vessels, calm your nervous system, and send more blood flowing to exactly where you want. Practice it daily. Use it before intimacy and combine it with a healthy lifestyle. Over time, you may find your body feels stronger, your confidence goes up, and your performance improves naturally. Asterisk, this is Dr. Mr. SOPHIA US, reminding you that your breath is more powerful than you think. Thanks for watching. Please leave a comment below and don't forget to subscribe to the Men's Health Revival channel.